Now, this is a conversation that I've been looking forward to and should hopefully be an inspiration to a lot of grandparents out there. Today, we have Rosalind Umar, a 73-year-old fitness enthusiast from Warri, Delta State. Now, her journey, her passion for fitness are undoubtedly inspiring, and it's just such an honor to have you here with us on Wake Up Nigeria. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mrs. Umar, you're also known as Fit Granny Naija. Fit Granny Naija. That is a heavy title to carry. Probably a lot of grannies out there thinking, okay, can I do that? And even if I can, why should I? So I guess the first question is, what is your why? Why did this begin for you? How did it all start? Let us know.
I'll go briefly through the first stage. I've had two stages of keeping fit. And the first stage was when I turned 50 and started having debilitating pains on my knees. Okay. And I had arthritis. I was constantly having inflammation of my knees. The doctor would drain synovial fluid, and he said, look, and give me steroid injections. And he said, these are just stopgaps. Go and learn how to swim. I didn't know how to swim. I learned swimming at 51. Wow. Learn how to swim. Those are gentle exercises on your knees, and do strength training exercises for your quads and your hamstrings. So I hit the gym. Okay. I learned swimming. I was swimming 50 laps daily for almost 15 years. Wow. I don't like the water. I don't like swimming. Wow. I'm not a strong swimmer. But it was a job that had to be done. And I did all that was necessary. And he also told me, I forgot to mention that I should reduce my weight. Okay. That the knee supports the whole body. Sure. And I was a bit plump then. Okay. And so when there's so much weight and this knee supporting it, it's carrying too much load. Reduce the weight. So with all what I was doing, I lost 10 kilos. Wow. I was okay. I managed myself for the next 14 years or thereabout. Okay. But being a degenerative disease, my cartilage were all gone by that time, by almost my mid-60s. And I was back to being in perpetual pain. Wow. I was almost crippled. I was deformed with terrible bow legs. I was a recluse. I didn't like going out, going anywhere, because I was always in pain. So some 6-7 years ago, I did major surgeries. Okay. On your knees? On both knees. I now did total knee replacement surgery. So I have implants in my knees now. And on a scale of 1 to 10, before my surgery, mine was more than 10. It was 12/10. Wow. But after surgery, it came down to like 2/10. You will always have pain. Wow. I mean, once you are old, pain goes hand in hand with old age. You have pain in one part of your body or the other. Wow. Because everything is system collapse. It's collapsing in your body, your joints, your ligaments, tissues. Some people have back pain, some is their sciatica. Yeah. Mine was my knees. So I let go because I was no longer in pain. And I stopped going to the gym, I stopped swimming, I stopped exercising. And I went back to my good old lazy life. Wow. Just sitting at home, reading, eating, watching television, playing Scrabble. And then the bad things started creeping up. Insidiously, you don't notice it. Until 2 years ago, I went to do my routine checkup. And there was nothing good in my result. Wow. My blood sugar level was so high that I was at the last step of falling into type 2 diabetes. Wow. My BMI, my visceral fat, everything was bad, as in B-A-D. Wow. And my husband said, okay, you've done enough easy living. Okay. When we got back to Nigeria, on his way to Ikoyi Club, where he plays tennis regularly for over 60 years, he stopped without notifying me in advance and paid for 3 months registration in a gym with a physical trainer. And he came home and told me, I've registered you in that gym. Wow. As from Thursday, start going. So I started going. And the first day I lasted for just 30 minutes.
Wow.
Some walk, I carried the least weight. The trainer first took my measurements. And I saw this distressed look on his face. And I said, why? He said, your muscle mass percentage is so low.
Wow.
It's 18%. I have never heard of the word muscle mass
that's
percentage.
muscle mass versus fat
That's
at that
different
point.
altogether.
Wow.
And he said, madam, when you go home, Google and read the word sarcopenia.
Wow.
Sarcopenia, every woman even men as from age 30, you start losing muscle mass percentage, but in your 30s, in your 40s, maybe it's 1.5% annually.
Wow.
When you are growing older, it's more rapid. And that is why you see old people who they've lost so much muscle mass percentage that they totter when they walk. They walk gingerly.
Yes.
They're afraid of falls.
Yes.
And then you lose your balance. But you don't know these things. And talking of balance, you and everyone watching me now, go to your bathroom this evening or tomorrow morning. For the men, try and wear your trouser or socks without holding on to anything, just on one leg, like a stock, heron, and see if you can. The women, wear your underwear, your pants. Don't hold on to something.
Anything.
99% of you cannot do it.
So this is because of the reduction of muscle mass over the years. You said 1.5%.
No,
muscle mass reduces
annually
every
for
year.
younger people.
Wow.
When you get older, that is why an old person, those of us getting old, you hold a bottle of, let's say, medication.
Yes.
All these local medicines that you have to struggle, you can't open the bottles. And you are twisting, or even Coke or Fanta. And you find out you can't open it.
Wow.
And then you call the next person to you and say, please,
help me open.
And just one twist, he opens it. You've lost strength in your hands.
Wow.
That's why you can't open it.
Wow.
But you don't know because it's insidious. You are going on about your life, but there are many things you can't do because you are losing muscle mass.
All this information, all these details are things you were able to gather over the years based on your
No, I was able to gather from internet. I read about sarcopenia.
Interesting.
I just Googled it. So the guy, I now went into the gym and started my old school workout.
Okay.
I used to work on the treadmill and stationary bicycle.
Wow.
And maybe aerobics. And he looked at me and said, I am the trainer. I'll tell you what to do.
Interesting.
Forget about treadmill. Forget about bicycle. What you need to do is strength training.
To build your muscle mass.
Strength and resistance training.
So I want to go a little further back to the knee surgery you had. I know a lot of people are dealing with these knee issues, especially people that are heavier around the waist and hip area.
Even those who are slim.
I've seen a lot of people struggle. You see them struggle to climb staircase. You see them struggle to come down from the car. You see them struggle to even carry heavy bags.
They can't.
They can't.
They even struggle when they are asleep at night.
Wow.
The pain wakes you up like you have cancer of the bone.
You are saying now that going to the gym, once, twice a week, 3 times a week, has helped you get rid of these pains completely? Was this a complete solution?
No. Going to the gym then was just strengthening the leg muscles.
Yes.
The swimming helps with the knee joints because you are swimming like a frog. Okay. You are moving your knees.
Yes.
So it may alleviate the pain.
Okay.
It will never eradicate the pain.
Okay.
Because the problem you have is your cartilage. It's eroding. It's going off bit by bit.
The grandparents watching now, please clarify your age one more time.
I'm 73.
73 years old.
The only thing that would cure your knee pains is a knee replacement surgery.
Wow.
But most of us, in Jesus' name, it won't happen. Oh, I forbid it in whatever. And they will be in pain until they die. And depending on the degree of deterioration, some of them will be crippled to be on wheelchair. I have 2 people who are on wheelchair today because they didn't replace their knees.
When you go to the gym, I want to talk about the reaction of people when they see you come to the gym regularly? I'm not sure how many times you are in the gym.
5 days a week, 3 hours each time. This second round, when I started going back at the age of 71.
Yeah.
The first few days were awful. The first day, I was only able to do 30 minutes with minimal weight.
Wow.
Today, my trainer is like my son. And he confessed to me that after he trained me and the state in which he saw me, he said, Jesus Christ, within himself, I'm a trainer, not an undertaker. Well, this woman will die in my hands. I don't want to be Mr. Boku Boku.
Wow.
What is this woman doing here? And
wow.
It was that bad. You will feel like throwing up.
Wow.
Because you are activating muscles in your body that you've never used before.
But now, your message to people watching at this point, I know you've had to speak with older people many times before. They've seen your journey. They've seen the results in you. They've seen you walk about in shorts and trainers and, you know, feel really good with yourself. There are people watching right now who need that motivation. What will you tell them?
But all my friends and a lot of older people who saw me doing it didn't care. They said, now if they do all those things, may not kill myself for gym. It didn't motivate them.
Wow.
Because we are basically, intrinsically lazy lot. Wow. Exercising is not part of our makeup here. And even when you go to the gym, 75% of the clients are male. It's only 25% that are women. And those 25% are usually in their 20s and 30s, a few odd 40s. So it's not in our makeup. We don't do it. I told my friend, when I read all about sarcopenia, strength training, muscle mass, XYZ, I forwarded it to everyone. Not one.
Wow.
In fact, my friend, a particular friend of mine, the strongest muscle in her body is her forefinger from changing remote control, the television that she's watching. She sits there, she's changing. She wants to drink tea. Nika, but we cannot for me. Don't bring tea for. It's only her finger that works in the house.
Wow.
She doesn't exercise.
And honestly, this, I'm going to call it a savage response to this, is something people need to hear, you know? And I have to say thank you for coming to share your journey with us. You've definitely inspired me. We've talked about procrastinating on the show already today. Myself, Mary, we've already talked about it. But hearing what you had to go through and the journey you've passed through and where you are now is definitely an inspiration to us all. The Fit Granny Naija, Mrs. Umar, is here with us on Wake Up Nigeria, and I have to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm wondering, Mary, is it just me? Is it just my mind that's blown here? I don't know, talk to me.
I don't understand. Me that I've already started exercising.
This is where you want to do your own
This
exercise.
is where you
My dear, you run down to the gym. I am definitely motivated. Thank you so much, Ma, for coming to motivate us and challenge us.
Because this is a huge challenge. I actually have a relative that is currently suffering this, so I'm just going to get this clip
and just give it to
I'm going to give it to somebody to let me give it to her.
Okay.
That's the best way to go about it.
All right.